What's up, everybody? Welcome to another GSD episode of the Tradesman Experience. What is GSD? It is, of course, get shit done. You need to get fit. Before you hit stop, I'm not only talking about physical. You need to get fit. I'm going to walk through some different areas of your life that you need to be fit in. And although I said I'm not only going to discuss physical, I'm going to start with physical. You need to get fit. Physical fitness directly impacts mental fitness directly. But you don't have to spend 1 to 2 hours in the gym 6 to 7 days a week. I know people start to fabricate excuses as to why they don't exercise because they don't have time. I don't have an hour to spend at the gym. I don't have 2 hours to spend at the gym. And I completely understand that. I think it's important to plug yourself into the level of fitness that you need to be. You can't start by going to the gym 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. You will most likely injure yourself, and then you're going to not want to return to the gym. Physical fitness is nutrition, drinking alcohol or water. It is indulging in sugary foods. Those are all direct players when it comes to understanding your physical fitness. But you have enough time to walk 15 minutes a day. Walk at an elevated pace. It's not a fucking Sunday stroll. You need to get your heart rate up just a little bit, but you can do that for 15 minutes. I used to work with this guy that in a matter of, it was less than a year, he did two things. He stopped drinking soda and he started walking every evening. He did not start out walking 3 miles a night, but in a year, he was walking 3 miles a night. He lost 30 pounds by doing those two simple things. He stopped drinking soda and he started walking. I don't care if you go into a gym and you can lift a bunch of weight and you're comfortable with a barbell, or you get on a Stairmaster or a bike or swim or hike. I don't care what it is. I think fitness is one of those areas of life that people complicate when the reality is you need to find something that complements you. You should enjoy it. Every person I talk to that works out regularly, they may not enjoy the moment in the moment, but they enjoy the type of fitness that they do. They enjoy whether it's CrossFit or HIIT style training. They enjoy lifting weights. Maybe it's lifting heavy. Maybe it's body sculpting. They like cycling. They like swimming. They like hiking. Find something that complements you. Find something that you can plug yourself into and detach from everything else for a certain amount of time. But you have to be physically fit. Next area is relationship fitness. And if you think that the physical fitness doesn't impact this, you're completely mistaken. And it may not just be from the other person, but it comes with your confidence. Your confidence of yourself is going to directly impact. It's going to play a significant role in the quality of your relationship fitness. Now, when I talk about relationship fitness, there's multiple areas that I want to discuss. One is going to be the significant other. You have to have alignment in certain areas of your life to have a compatible, growing relationship. But relationship fitness is so important. If you think about the relationship, it's very similar to nutrition. If you just ingest the easy things, you're neglecting the difficult parts, the difficult conversations, the difficult questions, saying no when you're actually saying yes, or vice versa, not feeling a sense of obligation to the relationship. But you need to have that relationship fitness. Parenting. Parent-child relationships, that is relationship fitness. I heard something on a podcast recently that really kind of struck me. The guest said, most people say that they want to have kids. Most people don't say, I want to be a parent. And I think there's such a significant difference in the perspective of understanding that yeah, anybody can have kids, but not everybody can be a good parent. That's a relationship fitness. That's understanding the role that you play in working to cultivate that. Your siblings. See, I'm always shocked when I talk to people and I get to share with them the relationship that I have with my two brothers. My two brothers are two of the closest people in my life. Now, if you were ever around the three of us at the same time, you would recognize how significantly different we are, how different we think, how different we behave, how we attack different areas of our life, how we solve problems. We are so different. But my relationship fitness with my two brothers is so important to me that I make sure that I show up and that I continue to have those conversations and spend time with them and engage with them in ways that they want, that complement them. But every relationship, your friends are another thing. What is the relationship fitness that you have with your friends? Which brings me to the next topic, which is social fitness. Social fitness is so important. And to share with you something personal, I have really steered away from drinking. I was able to evaluate the impact that it was having on me, on my behaviors in public, and it was really dictating my level of social fitness. So for me, eliminating drinking it's really been like a steroid for social fitness, because my circle has become very, very small in the fact that I really am deliberate about who I choose to spend my time with and what I do when I spend time with those people. But social fitness also comes into play with food. It comes into play with the environment. What are you doing socially? Where are you going? Are you going? What is the environment doing? What behavior is it cultivating? If you get off work and you go to the bar and eat wings and drink beer every night, that environment cultivates that behavior, and it limits your social fitness in such a way that it just becomes habitual. There's no routine in that. It's just habitual, and it's not cultivating anything positive. If you want to go out and drink beer and have wings, do it on purpose. Don't do it habitually. You'll find, and I hope that you understand, that I fail at one or more of these categories every day. Every single day, I fail at one or more of these. But the fact that tomorrow you just try to do a little bit better, and you try to be a little bit more deliberate, and you try to be a little bit more disciplined about those things. So really understand what your social fitness is like. Career fitness. So many people hate their job, and they treat it like a job, and it treats them like a job. Job stands for just over broke. They have no career fitness. The relationship that they have with their career is really one-sided. It's like dating that one psycho person. There's no give, it's all take, and it's all about them. And no matter what you try to do, you become suppressed in that relationship. So career fitness is really, really important. What are you learning every day on purpose that's going to make you better in the future? That's going to elevate you down the road? You have to take those things into consideration. It blows me away that people on a construction site will listen to the same 30 songs on the radio day after day after day. Look, I grew up in the trades, and every time I hear a Led Zeppelin song, I want to stab my eardrum out with a fucking pencil, because I listened to that shit for decades on construction sites. If you have an opportunity to put your earbuds in, or at least play something 30 minutes of the day that's informative, something like a podcast, something like a YouTube video, something, where you are feeding your brain knowledge that's going to allow you to be better in the future. But that career fitness is so important. You have to show up and intentionally work on those things. Financial fitness. What is your relationship with money? How do you perceive rich? How do you perceive poor? And I think there's really a significant difference between being broke and being poor, because I think poor is a mindset. I think when you're broke, I've experienced broke. People have experienced broke. When you're broke, that doesn't necessarily mean you're poor. You're poor when you decide to not get into shape, when you decide to not become financially fit and do something about it and learn how to add more value in return. So you have to look at your financial fitness. What are your disciplines as far as saving, investing? What is your financial discipline when it comes to the value that you bring to the table? You've got to be financially fit, because there's something I will tell you. Financial fitness looks really good on you. It looks really, really good on you. And it actually affords you the opportunity to improve your fitness on other areas of your life. It's not a necessity. You don't have to have financial fitness to exercise. You don't have to have financial fitness to have a good relationship. But I will tell you, it helps. My last one is mental fitness. Your mental fitness, mental toughness, the narrative that you have, the conversation that you're having with yourself is so, so important, because what you think about is what you become. So what are you thinking about? How do you perceive yourself? Do you ever dreamcast in a way that you see yourself being successful? Do you ever just reach out and touch those areas of your life a little bit? What would it be like to be able to afford this thing? What would it be like to be able to afford a house like this? Dreamcasting, putting yourself just within, kind of fingertip reach of those areas. For me, it motivates me. It fuels me to show up and do the things that I need to do. But your mental fitness is so important. Something to really, really understand about mental fitness and all of these other areas of fitness is healthy resistance creates growth. So you can't show up at the gym and exercise in a way that doesn't create resistance on your muscles. Mental fitness is exactly the same way. If you've never experienced tragedy, if you've never experienced being broke, if you've never experienced being out of shape, if you've never experienced poor, unhealthy relationships, if you haven't experienced different levels of tragedy and trauma, you don't have the necessary resistance to grow. You can't expect to go through life and not experience pain, to not experience being broke, to not experience being out of shape, to not experience having loss and poor relationships. But that is resistance training. That is what gets you the results that you want for your future self. So when you have friction in your life and you have loss in your life, if you can, once you get past the emotion, I completely understand. You have to acknowledge and you have to accept and you have to evaluate. You also need to recognize that is resistance training for you. That is putting you in a position to be tougher, smarter, and better equipped to handle future scenarios. So recognize resistance is what's going to create results for you. So to run through these real quick: physical fitness, relationship fitness, social fitness, career fitness, financial fitness, and mental fitness. You need to work on these consistently. And as I said earlier, there's one or more areas of this list that I fail in every single day, but that doesn't mean that I give up on them. That doesn't mean that I shelve it and go, man, I'll work on that later. You've got to be intentional about this. You have to be disciplined about this. And you have to be a fucking monster about growing and developing yourself and discovering what that version of you looks like and getting up every day and going after that version. Guys, thanks for spending this time with me. Get out there, get shit done. I'll see you next time.